We are rolling. Rolling. What's that from? What's that from?
I have no idea.
Okay, yeah. I just kept thinking that. Okay, I'm just making sure I have the right stories here for today. Yes, okay. I don't know if I'll have yours posted first or his. I don't know. They're pretty juicy. I'm trying to remember. Is this okay? Here, yep. This is your episode. I have Justin's on the other one, on the other folder I have. Okay, so this one, I don't know which one I'll post first, but they're kind of both with like the same theme. It's like a part 1 and part 2, but I do have different titles for them, and I'm not going to offend anyone here. I'm literally going off of the I can't remember his name, but he does like funny videos, either like on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, anything. But he's the one that goes, emotional damage.
Oh.
He throws down the flip-flop. Emotional damage. Justin said, he's like, you're going to offend people. I'm like, no, I'm not. Come on. It's funny. Everyone. And you really can't say it any other way but that way. It's just the best way. Emotional damage.
And that's not even how that guy talks. So he's making fun of himself. So
exactly. Exactly. It's hilarious. But that's literally every time I kept reading some of these stories, that was literally going in my brain. Like, this is so bad. So bad. And it's not even like, obviously, it's not even physically bad on you. It's just emotionally and mentally. Like, this is terrible what these people were doing. And honestly, you're like, why are they doing this? What was going through their brain? Are they seriously thinking this is normal to do? Or that people wouldn't go crazy on this? So, the next one for Justin's more physical damage.
Okay.
Because more physical things happen in that one. So I decided I had like a ton of stories, so I had to separate the two. Because I knew that we might not even go through all these today. I hope we do, because they're pretty good. We might just have to and just go however long we can. So, okay. I haven't even read some of these. Some of them looked a little crazy. I read like maybe the top part in the title, and I'm like, we're going to do this. Oh, I probably should introduce in case this is like the first time someone's listening to us. Sorry, I'm your host, Rebecca, here today for the Reddit Randos podcast, and today I have with me my co-host, guest, and sister-in-law, Brandy.
Hi.
Yep, there she is. Cheesy little smiler right there. Anyways, yeah, this is just, it's almost summer here. We're almost done with school. For those parents out there, do you guys have stuff ready for your kids to do at home while you're working? Make sure that you have a lot of stuff for them to do, because it will be draining if you're trying to keep them entertained while working. Because it is for me. Okay, so the first one I have here is, this is from the subreddit, it's AITA _ WIBTA, which is would I be the a-hole _ public. So it's just another Am I the a-hole subreddit. But it's kind of popping off. I'm using that word a lot today. It's popping off. It's popping off. Oh. Things are popping off.
You're so weird.
Let's just see how many times I say it before everyone just gets annoyed. Okay, this one is, am I the a-hole for not attending my sister's wedding on my birthday?
No. You're not.
Oh my word. We were just talking about your birthday. No one's done anything for me. Come over here. We'll get a bottle of wine open. Okay, so it says, hey Reddit. So for the context, I am 27 female. And I have always shared a close bond with my younger sister, Emily, 26 female. We've generally always celebrated birthdays, holidays, basically everything together. My birthday parties / gatherings are some of our most memorable family events. A few months ago, Emily got engaged to her fiancé, Mark. They began planning their wedding and recently announced that the date would be on July 20th, my birthday. I was surprised and a bit hurt, as she didn't mention this to me before choosing the date. Of course, it's well within her rights, but it almost feels like a division in the family on where to go. When I approached her about it, she said, "It's just a birthday. This is my wedding day, the most important day of my life." I expressed that I felt overlooked and that it would mean a lot if she considered another date. She dismissed my feelings, insisting that the venue and vendors were already booked and non-refundable. I decided not to attend the wedding. I felt like an afterthought in the planning and would rather spend my birthday with my friends and family. Now our family is divided. Some of my family is saying I'm being selfish and should support my sister, and I really don't know if I'm in the wrong here. So people of Reddit, am I the a-hole for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because it's on my birthday? I think she is. Like, come on, girl. You have a birthday every year, and I get it.
I mean, it kind of depends on... I mean, I can see it both ways. I guess it would kind of more depend on their specific relationship. If the sister's doing it, like, intentionally, then maybe. Otherwise, if it was like, this is really the only date available, I am sorry. But you would have thought that maybe the younger sister would have approached her with that first. And been like, hey, I know this is bad. I know it's your birthday, but can you still do this? And
I agree on that part where the sister could have done more work or given more of a chance to go over with family members on, hey, we're thinking about this day. Does this date work for most people to even attend? I feel like a lot of people don't even go to families anymore to see whatever day they pick, if it's a good day for them to all attend. I feel like most of them just go to their family and say, this is our date, and this is when we're having it, which...
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think she necessarily should have went and asked for, like, everyone's schedule, but maybe
at least
maybe
the intimate
offered...
family, the close inside family, like sisters and parents. Obviously, just those. Like, you know, I feel like she could have gone.
She could have, or she could have just been like, hey, how about we go celebrate your birthday like the week before or something, or the week after. Made it up to the sister if she's that hurt about it being on her actual birthday. I probably would have approached it that way if it was like my sister. But I mean, I would still pick the date that I would want regardless.
Well, she tried. The OP tried by saying like, hey, is there any other day that you could do? And, you know, at least she tried asking. It doesn't hurt to ask. And the sister said, no, we've already booked everything and we've already paid the vendors and there's really nothing we can do about that. So, you know, at least you tried.
Yeah.
The sister could have been a little bit more, I guess, like, not as dismissive and been like you said, hey, let's celebrate your birthday this time. You know, we're not going to forget about you. We're going to celebrate your birthday this time. To me, though, birthdays are birthdays. You have them every year. Like, I get
at 27, yeah, birthdays don't.
Yeah, 27. It's not even
I mean,
special.
for me, it didn't really make that much more sense from 27 to the next year or whatever.
Well,
but,
yeah, she's turning 28. There's really nothing, like, unless it's a golden birthday. But honestly, I don't see anything special about that year.
Depending on how they do their kids' birthdays, I don't know. Maybe it's fancy, and maybe, you know,
maybe they go wild with their birthdays.
Present each kid's birthday as their day. I can understand that, but
like, I've heard some crazy stories about people just like being so too much on their birthdays. Like, they're gonna go out to this super fancy, like, expensive dinner, and they expect all their friends to get them gifts, and it's just like, that's just, I don't know how a lot of people think of their birthdays as different. Everyone celebrates their birthdays differently. I grew up where it was a special day. It was your day. We're gonna have a cake, you know, a homemade cake most likely, and some ice cream, and we might get like a couple presents here and there, but it wasn't something that we had to go on and on and on about. And I feel like in this case, the OP is overreacting and not attending her own sister's wedding.
Yeah.
It's her sister. Wouldn't the sister probably be a maid of honor?
Probably.
Like,
depending on, that
it'll be a huge party. And they maybe could, like, get, like, a little cake for her during the wedding or something like that. Like, during the reception, like, hey, here's your birthday cake, you know? We're not forgetting about you. Like, Couldn't they, like, maybe splurge something in there to kind of celebrate her as well?
Well, they probably wouldn't do it during the wedding.
Not the wedding, but the reception later after everything's been done, like the normal things. And I just don't think that's a big deal. I think they could have done something. They're having a huge party for a wedding. They might as well do something for OP just to be like, it's your birthday. I've gone to weddings on my birthday. And did I make a big deal? What is it? Justin was in the wedding party of one of his friends.
Yeah.
He was a groomsman, and
I remember that.
we were dating, and it was my birthday, and I went and sat with your parents, and then your parents left early, so that I'm just sitting with random people that I didn't even know, because it's like I didn't know these people that well, because I didn't grow up in the same town as you guys did. So, yeah, on my birthday, I'm going to this wedding with my boyfriend at the time, who was in the party, so I didn't even get to sit with him, and I didn't make a big deal.
Yeah, because that was my 18th birthday, and I hung out at a friend's house all day because my parents weren't there. I remember that.
Yeah, I was turning 20, and 20, that's, new era there. I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, it wasn't that big of a deal. Yeah. And then after Justin and I went to your house, what was it? They had a birthday cake for you, and then whenever you guys were done, they scraped off part of the letters of your name and wrote my name in icing. Oh, I think I have a picture of it. Might have been, I don't know if you were still there, right?
Probably wasn't my 18th birthday.
No, I was definitely 20. I turned 20 that year. So you had to be 18.
Well, yeah, I would have been 18, but I don't know if it would have been that cake, because that was like my Minion birthday.
Oh, maybe I don't think of another year. That's the thing. For the audience out there, Brandy and I share the same birthday. Out of all the people I could have, out of all the people I could have married into, I had to be stuck with someone that I have to share a birthday with.
It's okay.
My birthday was always random. I didn't have a lot of people ever share like a birthday around me, or even in my month. Mm-mm. And then I have to literally spend every year with someone that I am forced to like.
Okay.
I wouldn't have you here if I was forced to like you. So, I like you in a way.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, okay. Let's get the feelings out of the way now. So, yeah, I think she's an a-hole for not attending her own sister's wedding. I don't think she's an a-hole in the way her feelings are kind of hurt with the wedding being on her birthday and her sister dismissing her feelings about it.
Yeah, I can't really say without knowing more details about how the sister reacted, or like if she's more of a dramatic person, then I don't know. I can see it both ways. I probably would have still gone to the wedding regardless if it was my birthday, especially for my younger sibling.
Yeah.
But.
And here's the thing with this story is that from the comments I'm reading, a lot of people are like, obviously the first one is X is divided. I'm so sick of seeing this phrase, and it makes me think every one of these posts are fake. People are saying like, my family's divided over this, and it's over crazy things too, that you're just like,
things, yeah,
and you're just like, who is siding on the crazy side? Who are those family members that are okay with this thing happening? Like, not this story. This story could go either way. I don't know. It really depends. Like you said, we need more context on it. Okay, next one we're going to be reading. Boyfriend 19 and I, 17 female, were mugged. He ran away and left me alone with the mugger. I can't see him in the same light anymore.
I mean,
that's just the title.
I think that's enough said.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Going into it now. Okay, so yesterday I was hanging out with my boyfriend and we were in a not so great part of our city. Suddenly a guy approached us to ask for indications and asked us to help him get there, and we helped him. Stupid, I know. After getting there, he pulled out a knife and asked for all of our money. Boyfriend ran away and left me alone with the mugger. Luckily, he just wanted my money, so I gave him all the money I had, and then he went away. After that, I went inside a bar and called my parents. My parents were furious with boyfriend and tried to call him, but he did not pick up. We then went to the police and then returned home. And then after maybe 2 hours, I received a call from boyfriend asking me where I was and telling me he alerted the police. I exploded on him and he did not even apologize but kept telling me that he did the best he could. My question is there any way to recover from this? My image of him is shattered. No, girl. No. I'm sorry.
Go find a new boyfriend.
Yeah, seriously. That's terrible. He's trying to justify himself. Like, I went to the police. Why didn't you ever come back and look for me?
Was the police, like, right there?
2 hours. I highly doubt it was that close. If it took 2 hours after it happened for them to actually be in contact.
If he had a knife and he's looking for some type of score, he doesn't get it, he may move on. He may not.
You never know. When people are going to be doing something like, I don't know what their actions are going to be. It could be like what this person did. They just wanted the money and that was it.
Yeah.
But you just left your wife or your girlfriend. Not wife. Thankfully not
That'd
wife.
been a lot worse.
That'd be, it doesn't matter if it was girlfriend or wife. Honestly, I'm just glad she's not married to this guy because it's so much easier to leave him then.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, you left your girlfriend.
You're still a teenager.
You're still a teenager.
Go find somewhere else.
I know, but you left your girlfriend alone with a guy with a weapon.
Yeah.
And I know you were trying to get the police, but it was 2 hours later. There is not going to be another incident like this, and
Prove yourself.
Right?
Then I'll take you
Put
back.
you into the battle of arena and be like, okay, prove yourself, and we can stay together.
Fight to the death.
Fight to the death. Oh my word, yeah. Oh, here, yeah. So I remember there's a top comment was saying, quoting OP saying, is there any way to recover from this? The person who commented saying, I personally do not think so. I am so sorry this happened to you. Another person who posted after that said, I saw a post similar to this a few months back where a girl was in the same situation, but she was with her boyfriend and her brother. Her boyfriend immediately ran away while she and her brother stood their ground and fought. And she was struggling to get past the two vastly different reactions. And I think I remember hearing that story because the guy actually didn't have a gun or anything. He had like something, just like a stapler or something in his pocket pretending to be. And the brother literally punched him in the face.
Well, you can tell who she was cared for by. Is
brother cared for her. Brother stood there and protected her where the boyfriend just ran away. Mm-hmm. He was like scared.
He obviously don't see a future with you.
He didn't even look for, I think in his case, the boyfriend didn't even go and find police or anything. He literally just ran away in fear.
Yeah.
And didn't come back. They had to like call and find him later. Basically, the consensus was back then also was no, there was no way of getting past it, and neither reaction is particularly wrong, but they broke up because the girl needs someone who would stay and fight with her, just like the boyfriend needs to be with someone who will initially run with, like instinctively run off with him. I don't know. I honestly don't care that he ran away. It's that he left her.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If it was just him and he ran away.
Well, and the brother, depending on how old the brother was, if it was a younger, like, kid per se, and they're older.
I think it was an older brother. But either way, like, I'm talking about just either situation with this mugger and this other story with the comment. It's like, it's not even that the boyfriend ran away. It's that he ran away and didn't look back. Like, wouldn't he have realized, like, a couple of feet away, if you didn't hear that your girlfriend was behind you, that you're, like, looking back for her? Mm-hmm. In this case, he was just looking out for himself.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that would shatter my image of my boyfriend, too, if he just left me behind and didn't even take a second thought. The 2 hours part is driving me crazy.
That
2 hours.
A long time.
That is a long time.
A lot can happen.
A long time for you not to reach out and contact your girlfriend and make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No. Sorry. You're fine. Go find someone else. There's plenty of people out there. Plenty of boys out there who will
gladly fight.
Who will gladly fight for you. Yeah. Okay, let's not do the ones for fun, but... Okay, moving on to the next one. These are just kind of nice, quick ones. This one is definitely, I don't know. I didn't know if I should have put it in here or not, but I'm gonna say it. Okay, so am I the a-hole for leaving my boyfriend's birthday dinner after his mom took my seat? So, am I the a-hole for leaving my boyfriend's birthday dinner after his mom took my seat as a joke? I, 25 female, have been dating my boyfriend, Matt, 27 male, for almost 2 years. His family is very close, and his mom in particular has always been a little possessive. I've tried not to make a big deal out of it, but it's clear she doesn't like that I take up his time, and she's made passive-aggressive comments like, I hope I don't lose my son to some girl, even though we've been together for a while, and I've made every effort to be kind and respectful to her. Anyway, last weekend was Matt's birthday. He invited me to dinner with his family at a nice restaurant. I dressed up, got him a gift that I knew he'd love, and was honestly looking forward to the night. When we arrived, I noticed his mom had saved the seat right next to him for herself. That's fine, whatever. I sat on his other side. But right before we ordered, his mom made a joke about how I always need to be next to Matt and said, let's see how you handle a little separation. And then she literally stood up, looked at me and said, scooch, sweetie, motioning for me to move down a seat so she could sit between us. Everyone at the table laughed, Matt included. I was so stunned, I just quietly got up and moved. For about 5 minutes, I sat there, feeling small and humiliated, while she leaned over Matt like she was her date. Like he was her date. I think that's what I meant to say. He was, yeah.
She was his date, yeah.
Yeah. So I stood up, grabbed my bag, and said, actually, I think I'm going to head out. Hope you have a great birthday, Matt. And I left. Matt blew up my phone later saying I completely overreacted, embarrassed him in front of his whole family, and can't take a joke. His mom texted me a sorry you were so sensitive message, which just made it worse.
Yeah.
Now he's not speaking to me until I apologize. I honestly feel like they were the rude ones, but it was his birthday dinner. So now I'm second guessing everything. Am I the a-hole?
No.
I don't think so.
Because it's obviously not like a one-time thing. It's obviously he's a mama's boy and she can't let go. And she knows that. So it doesn't matter what day it would have been. If that would have been me, I would have walked out immediately. She told me to move.
It was just disrespectful for her to do that. And honestly, if you're just like there feeling humiliated, I wouldn't want to be there either.
I would have made the comment, let's see how you do with separation. You know, you go sit over there. Honey.
Oh my word. With a family like that, I don't know. No. 2 years of having to deal with that.
And if you're thinking about marriage, that's a lifetime.
That's lifetime.
Until she's gone. So
I mean, okay, honestly, when you're okay, what are they? They're 25 and 27. And I know I got married young, but you know, when you're young, and I probably have more of I wouldn't stand for this or handle this, but back then when you're super young, you're just trying to make a good impression and try, you love this person, so you're going to try your best to make a good relationship with his side of the family as best as you can. But there is a time when you really do need to stand firm and not being blatantly disrespected on having literally just a relationship with their son.
Especially if you see a future with him, because then he's your family. I mean, she's the extended family, and that is going to be your future, not hers. And the mom doesn't want to let him go to have a future, it seems like. So
no, just think if they did get married and had kids, and here comes grandma or mother-in-law just literally taking over, like, oh no, you're not supposed to do that. Yeah. And it's like, this is like everything that you want to do that you think is best for your relationship, for your family, basically, and your mother-in-law is going to just disrespect that and do her way. And the one thing is, you don't want to stand for that. But the second big red flag is, how does your boyfriend, fiance, husband of, the son basically of this mother-in-law, how does he handle this? How does he react? Does he literally shut his mother down? Or does he just laugh it off and think it's not a big deal? Like, that's a red flag. That's
Yeah.
if he's just gonna laugh it off, saying you're overreacting. She's not, it's not a big deal. She does this all the time. Well, I don't want this happening all the time.
Yeah. That's not gonna happen all the time. Sorry.
I get it. I get jokes, but jokes are meant to be funny.
Yeah.
And it's, his whole family was laughing at that joke, and that just makes me think you're all the same.
Yeah.
I don't.
That or they don't know what to do. So
That or yeah, exactly. Like she fawning over her son like she's his date, and I'm just like,
when you're a couple and you go out for dinners and stuff, you usually sit together when you're in a big group. There's no reason
and she
to
was
not sit
sitting
together.
She was sitting on the other side. So to her to purposely get up and be like, you need to be separated and sit on the other side. Like she literally didn't want.
They're not 13 years old.
Like I have my own little boy, and I'm like, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going. And he's my only boy right now. If we didn't have any other sons in the future, he'd be my only boy. And yes, I'm going to treasure him like crazy because he's my only little son and my only little boy. But I'm not going to get possessive and obsessive about him. Like, I'm sorry. He needs to grow
Seems
up and
more
do.
like she's wanting the relationship than the girlfriend.
Oh my gosh! Like, yeah.
And that's just tacky.
I wonder what she's been like with all of his other girlfriends.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah. So, nope, I don't think so. Top comment says, tell him you can take a joke just fine. You dated him for this long, but you are done now. Bye. Family's dynamic seems off. It's not just about the joke. It's how they treat you, right? The disrespect disguised as a joke is off the charts. My mother-in-law, this person put below here saying, my mother-in-law insults me and always says, oh, I was just joking. It's not going to change. That's someone's mother-in-law, like, in marriage and everything. So, no. Obviously, if she's treating you like this when you're 2 years into the relationship, she's always going to be like this.
But the thing is you also have to have the man that's willing to acknowledge that you see that and he sees that and is willing to either stand up to his mother or remove himself from his mother and you as well. And if he's not going to do that, then maybe that's not the best option either.
Sometimes when you are in a relationship and you really care for someone, if they're really close to their family that they're really close to, you have to think about that too as your future. If you really love this person, you have to be really okay, especially how the person that you're the person that you're dating is to that family as well. It seems like this Matt is very close with his family, and there's going to be no way at the time that he's going to cut ties off with them if it has to happen. So you have to be okay with this family. And if you're not, that's a sign. That's your warning right there, saying maybe you should move on. Like that's going to be, because if he's going to always pick his mom before you, that's a huge thing. Yeah. It's a huge thing. That's not a marriage.
He's not going to talk to you until you apologize. Then that's a child.
Seriously, I can't stand it. This had like 13.7 thousand votes for the message. This was only 15 days ago that this was posted. No other updates or comments at the time from OP. So I would say, I don't know. Who knows if she's just let it pass or if she's moved on. So let's see. Oh, here's a big one. This was also 15 days ago. Doesn't have as many. It's like 2,600 upvotes. Some of these are like newer and they haven't, like, they kind of just under the radar, kind of just got passed over, but they were still crazy to me. This one was, am I overreacting to finding out my boyfriend's sister wasn't his sister?
Probably.
So as of today, I am very upset and rethinking my entire 3 years relationship. But a part of me is also wondering if the situation wasn't that serious. So Reddit, I'll let you be the judge of that. You've given good advice before. Trust that you'll do it again. For the entire 3 years, my boyfriend, whom we'll call Dustin, has had his sister, who we'll call Kay. Dustin and Kay have always been close. Kay always comes over here and hangs out with Dustin. Dustin, not me. In fact, I'm convinced she hates me. But more on that in a moment. Anyways, Kay and Dustin always go over to each other's houses, go to dinner, and once even went on vacation without me. Every single time Kay is around, she acts like I don't exist. I talk to her, she ignores me. She and Dustin hang out, and I am quite literally the third wheel. Now, I never complained because I have always thought it's his sister. Family comes first. Dustin at one point even canceled our date plans to go bowling with Kay. Yes, without me. I decided to visit the old neighbor lady whom I help with yard work, and I'm telling her about Kay. Mind you, this lady has lived in the town since she was born. She knows everybody. Usually I didn't confide in her about my life, but today was a bad day and I needed somebody to talk to. I tell her about Kay, and as I'm describing her, the lady cuts me off and says, "That's not his sister." She said that Kay is her coworker's daughter and has no siblings. She has met Kay several times and is very close friends with the coworker. Dustin came home to his bags packed at the door. I kicked him out and told him we were done. Dustin went on and on about how Kay is his best friend. He just didn't want to lose her. All this and that and a third. The thing is, Kay and Dustin really did seem like a brother-sister type. Aside from spending almost every day together, I never thought that anything romantic or sexual was happening between them. But I still found it very unacceptable. Now I am being slammed by Dustin and his family, saying I am way overreacting, need to talk it out, etc. So Reddit, what do you think? Am I overreacting?
No.
No.
But the thing is after 3 years together, how do you not know his actual immediate family?
We actually have an update, or not update, but a quick edit because of that. I forgot to add, Dustin's parents are dead, and he rarely speaks to the rest of the family. He says, yet now they are coming after me, so I'm wondering if that's also a lie. So basically, his family was never around, and parents are dead, and not close to his family. So that was his probably excuse to never introduce her to the family.
Yeah, no, because, that's a little suspicious. Because I get maybe
3 years
if
of not trying to know Kay.
With, let's say, his family, his parents are dead, and this girl was his clutch for that time, that's perfectly fine. You can have that best friend, but if she's going to disrespect me in my relationship with you, then there's going to be, some issues, especially when you're going to cancel plans on me for her and things like that. Mm-hmm. And there not be an actual legit reason for it, then no, I would have done the same.
Yeah, when I would have found out that this person that has been hanging out with my boyfriend every day, thinking it was a sister because nothing, I don't know. Honestly, 3 years of being together and not once trying to get to know Kay more or talking to Dustin being like, hey,
If it was the actual sister, that's one thing. You're not always gonna please everyone in the family, and sisters and brothers relationships. It's just not always gonna go well. But when you find out she's not the sister, you're gonna backtrack on every part of your relationship with her involved in that, and question it. Especially like how she said they went on vacation together. Well, what did they do on vacation?
Exactly.
Why did they go on vacation?
I know she literally had said how she never thought of anything romantic or sexual happening between them, but come on, not a sister. Seriously, are they really?
If she's acting that hostile to you, she probably has feelings. He may not see those feelings.
Then why wouldn't he just outright say, "Hey, there's nothing going on between us," but
because
she's just
guys
a friend.
are dumb and they don't necessarily see that the girl has the feelings, and he may be completely oblivious, but she has those.
This guy was really being sneaky on trying to get away with having a girl best friend, basically. Because how many times do we see things about a guy having a girl best friend and it not being a problem between the guy's girlfriend and his girlfriend, his best friend girlfriend or something like that. So basically like his actual girlfriend or fiance and then having a girl best friend. Mm-hmm. Like how many times do we see a problem with that? A lot of times.
Especially when there hasn't been previous history.
Right, because you know what happens where we're like, oh, we used to date, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, now we're just friends.
Now we're just friends, but hello.
Unless one of you is gay, it's not just friends.
And I'm just
Probably
like, does
not.
she not, like, you guys don't want to do anything together. It's usually the girl, best friend, who, you know, oh, it's not going to work. They want to date other people, but they don't want to see that guy go with anyone else. Yeah. Or they get jealous. Or it's the guy who is like, I'm always kind of waiting out for her, you know, to see if she'll ever accept me again. But it didn't. So I'm just going to go date this other person. And, oh, I guess we worked out better. And, you know, it's awful. I'm sorry. I'm not saying people can't have opposite sex friends of the opposite sex, be their best friends and everything. It can happen, and it can be great, and they can be very respectful towards their partners, the friends' partners. But there are so many times where they're not respectful.
I'm all for it if there's boundaries that are obviously set and followed.
Yeah.
But when those boundaries are not, then it becomes questionable.
Well, I mean, if you're a truly good person that wants to see your friend be happy, and yeah, like you said, there's boundaries. They should know their own boundaries, especially if a partner is now involved. Mm-hmm. And they should know their own boundaries, saying, okay, we're not going to hang out as much anymore. I'm going to accept that because you got your own person and I'm just the friend. Yeah. And I don't want to be, you know, causing any rifts, even though I wouldn't do anything. That should be like the most respectful someone should ever do.
Or become friends with the partner.
Be friends with the partner, yeah. So then you can all hang out together.
Feel comfortable there, yeah.
Yeah, because then you can all hang out together and not make it awkward if you just want to hang out with the person.
And not put any doubts in either party's mind.
So that's the way it should happen. Does it happen that way a lot of times? No. No. And there's always unresolved feelings that people have had buried for years, and of course it never comes out until they are probably going to marry someone else, and it's just a horrible mess. So I would let everyone know out there, if you have a partner out there that has an opposite sex best friend, tread carefully. Really get to know that person. I want you to force yourself to get to know this person more, because, you know, be all genuine and everything, but definitely get to know that person, because obviously if you ever have any suspicions, your gut might be telling you the truth. I'm just saying that. So, top comment is, no, leave him. He prioritized a different girl over you so many times, lied to your face, let her walk all over you, and overall didn't seem to give an F about you at all. Leave him for good. Yeah. Bottom after that was, all of this, 3 years together and not once telling you the truth about Kay, and block or change your number. You are not overreacting. Omitting information is still lying, especially if it's done to avoid or steer you away from discovering the truth.
He knew what he was doing because he said he didn't want to lose her, so he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. He was just, yeah. Yeah, like what we just said, everyone knows what it's like when a guy has a girl best friend. So there is an update. It says, update, hello Reddit. I want to start off by saying thank you all so much for your support and opinions. I have done some investigating. Turns out Dustin lied about everything. His mom is alive, but he has no contact with her. She ran away to Brazil and left him, his grandmother, to take care of him. His grandmother is deceased. However, he still talks to three of his aunts, 2 uncles, and has several cousins. I feel so stupid. I wasn't willing to question or push boundaries or pay attention to the red flags. Lesson learned. I went over to Dustin's house to grab the rest of my belongings, and guess who's there? And guess what the living room is full of? Moving boxes. Guess I didn't take too long to get over. Kay is now his new girlfriend. And according to him, he's happier with her than me, so good for him. his dumb butt left me there while he went to pick her up from work. I bet he got a nice glittery surprise when he turned his ceiling fans on. Hope he has fun trying to get glitter out of his carpets and shoes and bathtub. I'm done and ready to move on. Thank you again for all your support, and you guys are amazing. I love you, Reddit.
I mean, I think when girls do the glitter is the stupidest thing, but to each their own.
Oh no, I love that she did that as a little farewell present to him. Like, good riddance. Here you're gonna lie to me that this girl's been your sister for 3 years. I find out, break up, and then you ask her to be your girlfriend, his girlfriend.
He was just waiting for it.
He was waiting for it. Like, he was either the biggest coward to just end a relationship and go with his sister. That's weird.
She probably waited way too long though for that. It wouldn't taken me 3 years to acknowledge the disrespect and question some things, but
disrespect, not knowing anyone else, his family members, because he's got a bunch of aunts, uncles, and several cousins that he talks to.
Yeah.
And for 3 years, not being introduced to any of them because he said they were dead. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what else have you lied about? Obviously, having some secret affair or romance with your sister that you've called.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, good riddance. You needed to get out way sooner.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the glitter. I think that was a nice touch at the end. Because as much as everyone, hates glitter, there's a reason. And that was a great little petty revenge right there. I would be, definitely not that kind of person back then. But I love hearing about it. Yeah. I could never do it myself because I'm just not that person. I live through it with other people's stories. It's literally why I'm doing this podcast, because I live through all these stories. Okay. This one is from the subreddit AITAH, very similar to Am I the A-hole? This is, am I the a-hole for calling my husband a disgrace after he said my miscarriage ruined his birthday? Ugh. So, trigger warning, there is going to be talking about miscarriage, obviously, and some loss. So, just fair warning for all you out there. Moving to the story, I miscarried yesterday afternoon about 12 p.m. I've never had a miscarriage before, and this baby was so wished for, so it's all so fresh, and I'm sobbing right now, so I apologize in advance if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. My husband turned 27 yesterday. This was just a couple weeks ago that this happened. I, 26 female, was pregnant with mine and my husband's 27 male second child. Yesterday, I was 8 weeks pregnant. The day before yesterday, we saw a beautiful heartbeat flicking on the screen, and today I'm just devastated. I was playing with our 2-year-old when I felt a pressure in my lower abdomen. Not long later, I noticed bleeding, and I let my husband know immediately that I had discomfort and bleeding. Before long, I had passed what I believe is the fetus, and I messaged him, I think I lost the baby. I wanted to keep him updated, and I guess I was seeking some kind of emotional support. I asked if he could come home, and he said, of course, if it's urgent. I said I think it is because the pain and bleeding is getting worse, and I'm starting to feel lightheaded, and our 2-year-old is unattended in his playroom right now. We have no friends or family near that I could call that we would get to us quicker than he could. I had to clean myself up, crawl down the stairs to take paracetamol, it must be some kind of pain relief maybe, make my son his lunch, and then put him down for a nap. At this point, my husband is still not home. He was working approximately 30 minutes away and took closer to 60 minutes to get back. Hours later, when I asked, it was because he stopped at Tesco to pick up some beers. I ended up very poorly, losing lots of blood, lightheaded, vomiting, etc. And he had to take me to the A&E, which must be the ER there. By the time I was discharged, it was almost 8 p.m. Last week I had said I'd make him his favorite dinner for his birthday, which he reminded me when we were almost home. I said I wasn't feeling up to it and that whatever takeaway he wants is on me. He said, for F's sake, under his breath, and then muttered something along the lines of, this bullcrap has ruined my birthday. He didn't stop to get any takeaway. He just drove straight home. He put our son to bed, and I went to bed. And I'm not sure what he did after. I didn't see him this morning as he had already left for work. He's not messaged me all day, and he got home a few hours ago. It's now 8:40 p.m., and he's been giving me the silent treatment. I tried to speak to him about an hour or so ago, and he ignored me, and I called him a disgrace. He slammed the bedroom door and locked me out of the bedroom. His mom has since messaged me and said I need to be patient as he's also had a loss. She didn't ask how I was or anything. He obviously is speaking to his mom, but why isn't he opening up and speaking to me? She said I was harsh. I'm feeling utterly and emotionally neglected right now. My body has been through emotional and physical crisis. I understand that my miscarriage came at a freaking inconvenient time for him as it was his birthday and all. I'm not sure if it's the hormones making me feel crazy, but is it nuts to contemplate divorce? Am I the a-hole for calling him a disgrace?
No.
Calling him a disgrace? No. Oh,
Do it again.
Word. Yes, 1,000 times. Man, the way he's acting, it's like it's putting a damper on his birthday, and I'm like, you just lost a baby. And you're thinking about your birthday?
Yeah, for how old he is, thinking his birthday is all about him in that situation is ridiculous. And yes.
A baby that you were wanting, a baby that you now just lost, your wife had to go to the hospital because she was bleeding out.
And you stopped to get beer on the way.
Before even getting to your wife, who said she was bleeding and in pain.
And that you had a child unattended
and
at
a
home.
child unattended while she literally lost a baby. This makes me so mad. I am literally going to punch something because, this guy is a disgrace. And he's disgusting, and he needs to really think about his life if he's going to be a father. He's already a father. I can only imagine what he's like.
And yes, he had a loss too, but he's not acting like it. He's acting like he lost his birthday, not his child. So whatever he's telling his mom, she needs to stay out of it because she's obviously not being informed of all of the details.
I get it, like going to your mom for comfort and everything, but you literally just gave your wife the silent treatment, and because she didn't make your favorite dinner after you're on your way back home from the hospital of her needing a blood transfusion, probably because she was losing a lot of blood, her body just went through a bunch of, it went through a lot of pain right there, and I want to say it's just, that's a lot of tragic things to happen to your body and having to go through the hospital. And I'm sorry, you can only think about yourself. You got beers on the way home after your wife said, I need you to come home. Okay, if it's urgent. Okay, well, this is urgent.
Our child is urgent.
So instead of coming straight home, you take an extra 30 minutes to go and get yourself some beers. I get it's your birthday, but your wife comes first. Your family comes first. We were just saying that from the first story. A birthday's a birthday.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a special one. And even if it was a special one, your wife comes first.
You can celebrate it later.
Yeah, celebrate it later. But man, I went through our miscarriage and it was the worst thing ever. She literally had gone and they saw the baby's heartbeat, and then the day after, boom, just out of that happening in between, you're always questioning, what did I do wrong? So she's probably going through some emotional and obviously physical and mental, just strain right there, having to think all this going through. I was literally when I went through my miscarriage, and the baby didn't even, I couldn't even have the baby come out of me naturally. I had to get a DNC because it wasn't happening naturally. And that was so sad when they had to do the surgery because it was like weird. But I woke up and they said it was done. And I started bawling because it was just like I still had the baby in me and they just took the baby out. And it felt now also real now that the baby was literally out of me, or the little fetus. And I can only imagine what she had to go through by herself, having it, bleed out and come out. Like, I've only heard stories of it happening, and I can only imagine what that was like, having to do that alone and with a child. And she still crawled around to take care of her toddler. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sorry, if this is what your husband's going to treat you and act on times that you are needing him in a time of like this need, like, yes, he went through a loss, but you guys need to be together working through this. To be leaving the hospital after everything that just happened, and for him to be even asking her, aren't you going to still make my dinner? I would be like,
no, I'm
not. So for her, honestly, and I hate putting out divorce there. I really do. But she literally asked, am I crazy to feel on contemplating on divorce? Honestly, you need to work something out where it's like, we need to do some counseling. And I swear, work as best as you can with it. But if he's not going to, like, really want to take this therapy and take it seriously, then I would contemplate more on that.
Yeah.
But I would say try and find a solution to fix your marriage first. You have a kid together. Don't plan on any future children for a little bit. Obviously, rest that body up. You got about like 3 months that they want you to wait anyways until you get active again and actively trying again. So I would just really wait until some therapy was put in, because you guys really need to figure out if this is what you guys want for your marriage in the future after this all happening. I think therapy is good for everyone, especially when things happen in life, and whether you guys make it or not in the end, I think it's good for individual therapy, because you can't take all that crap by yourself.
Yeah.
You need someone. I probably have needed to go to therapy a long time ago. I just go to Brandy, though. And
I just tell
is
her
she a
she's
licensed
stupid.
therapist? Heck no. But is she a good person to talk to? Of course. Especially when I talk crap about her brother.
I'm all for it.
She's all for it. She's my therapy, because even though it's her brother, she ain't biased.
No, ma'am.
No, she's not. She literally isn't trying to defend him. She throws him under the bus, too.
Sorry, Justin.
It's women against the world. No, but everyone can definitely get therapy. We all need it. We're in this world, in this day of age, everyone could use some therapy. It's a little crazy out there. Let's see. So top comment is, oh man, and this post got like 18,000 upvotes. And the top comment got like 12,000 upvotes, which is not the a-hole, NTA. And I can't imagine spending another minute under the same roof as this horrible, immature, cruel man. Mm-hmm. Yes, the miscarriage of a wanted pregnancy can be a huge loss for a man, too. But that doesn't give him the right to be so selfish and treat you so cruelly. Your husband has showed a side of himself he can never hide again. Ask yourself if this is the kind of man you want in your life going forward. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Not to mention your little son watching that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. The person underneath that said, let's be honest here, the POS does not give a crap about this loss. Mm-mm. I mean, honestly, with the way he
doesn't care about the loss of the child. He cares about the loss of the attention for his birthday.
Yeah, this was his special day. Yeah. It was supposed to be his day with what he wanted. We couldn't even get my favorite food, and I'm probably starving, and this all sucks.
But I got my beer.
I couldn't even drink the beers that I came home on the way before picking up my wife or seeing if she was okay. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This guy just sounds like a total jerk, like more than a jerk. I'm trying to refrain from saying bad words on the, internet here. But yeah, honestly, I would reflect if I wanted to be with this person the rest of my life. But you're married, you have a kid. I would really, really try. If this is not how he usually acts, maybe he's really projecting.
Could be something else underneath.
I was gonna say maybe he really is projecting, and maybe this loss hasn't even hit him yet. Maybe it literally just didn't feel like he lost. Maybe it hasn't hit him yet. Maybe he's still in shock, and that's why. Since obviously it's his birthday, that was already on his brain before. He's just like, oh, we could still make this a good day. But to really put your wife in there saying, oh, aren't you still going to make this for me? Like, your wife had a good response saying, I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling up for it, but anything you want on the way home, it's on me.
Yeah.
Like, that was great. But no, something's going on with him that if that's not what he usually acts, then something's up with him. That he's not taking this loss seriously yet. Yeah. It hasn't hit him yet. Now, if this is how he usually acts, therapy, and if that doesn't help, run. I just feel bad. I feel bad for this OP, this wife, because she's dealing with all this pain, and she has got no one near her. And then on top of that, she's got her mother-in-law saying, "You need to." Be nicer you need to be nicer, not so harsh on him. Like, harsh?
Like, go away.
Harsh? Do you know what I just went through? No. There is an update. Okay. To the update, I should have clarified in my original post from last week that the way my husband responded was completely out of character for him. Okay, that's literally what we were just talking about. He's usually a caring and supportive man and is a good husband and father. The only incident where he's shown any kind of red flags was when I put together an accent chair. I used a screwdriver to attach the legs to the seat. Okay. And when he came home from work and saw that I had done it myself, he jumped on it until it broke to show that I didn't do it properly and that I should have waited for him to come home.
So he was dumb.
Okay, that's the only red flag.
That doesn't make any sense for the story.
Why did you even put that on there, girl?
Yeah.
Like, that just makes us not like this guy
You're
even
not
more.
helping himself at all.
He's been under a lot of stress at work, so I've asked him to go to therapy, which he did, instead of pulling the divorce card straight away. We have been together for 7 years in May and is the only partner I've ever known. My family all love him and have accepted him from day one. I also should have clarified, yes, I know he was an a-hole in this scenario. I wasn't questioning that. What I was questioning was whether I took it a step too far in calling him a disgrace.
No,
you didn't. He's going through a lot at work at the moment, and it was his birthday. I'd been messaging him and telling him that I'd miscarried his child, and he had to leave work early, and then I called him a disgrace after he'd taken me to the hospital and was responding to the grief in his own way. Girl.
No, you're being too much.
You're being way too nice here. I think the majority of people said I was not the a-hole in this scenario, and due to his behavior that my insult was justified. Yes, correct.
100%.
Thank you to everyone who reached out, checked in, offered condolences, and emotional support. I've read all my messages and tried to be kind and try to read most of the comments. Most of them have been very kind and useful and have helped a lot over the past few days. I had a scan yesterday which confirmed that everything has passed successfully. Some people may remember that I am very worried about retained tissue due to my fever over the weekend. Oh, so she was still sick after coming home from the hospital. Also, my tonsillitis has fully cleared up, so I'm feeling almost back to normal physically. Girl, you've been dealing with a lot. Oh, I left my husband. Me and my son are staying with family in a different part of the country, so we are safe and are managing. My husband did get very angry when I told him that I was leaving him. He tried to stop me from leaving with our son, put hands on me, and threatened to end his life. Oh, girl. My mom intervened, and like I said, we are safe. I have some time off work now, so I will continue to take time to recover emotionally and plan my next steps. Thank you if you've read this far. I doubt there will be any more updates after this. Oh, that took a turn.
Yeah.
Okay, there's something going on with this guy.
There's...
He must be going through a lot of stress. I'm wondering if he's in some kind of like depression.
Yeah.
Some kind of psycho... I don't know. I can't even tell you the words. Like, I want to say like... yeah, honestly, it's to the point where I can't even... because there could be so many things in this scenario where the way he reacts. And honestly, the way he reacts, like the whole thing with the chair... I'm sorry.
It's very dramatic.
Very dramatic for him to just prove that you did it wrong, so he has to do it right. Like, it makes me feel like he doesn't want you to do anything without him, like...
showing you up.
Showing you up, yes. Like, he doesn't want you to show him up. He wants to be the man. He's too focused on the birthday. He's focused on his own feelings, but he's not even focused on his family. And... he's got a lot of stress going on at work, so he's really focused on something going on at work.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm glad he got some therapy, but I'm glad she kind of, at the time being, with how that ended up, like he threatened to end his life. Yeah, for your own safety and for his safety, you guys need to be separated until he's gone through his therapy and has grown maybe out of what little fog he's going through right now.
Yeah.
I mean, someone had literally quoted on the chair part, basically, and said, "That's what you're calling a kind of red flag? That was an insanely disproportionate and destructive response."
Yeah.
I hope that after you settle down more that you'll find time and the financials to attend therapy for yourself and your son's sake, because I can only imagine what the son is thinking through all this, being so little. I have a feeling that you'll discover a lot more abusive behavior. You're now slotted into the usually he's kind of and a good father category that you've excused away because it wasn't as openly abusive as the chair and miscarriage incident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say there's been more things like the chair and not appropriate responses from like the miscarriage and what maybe should have been for the family. He probably dismissed or didn't react the way he should have usually, what most people respond or react to. So he's going through something. And I don't know if it is safe for the family. I hope maybe they do. Maybe he really will work it out in therapy and they can work it out again in the future. Like she says, I left him. Doesn't say they divorced. Mm-hmm. But for right now, she's staying with her mom. And I think for right now, in the time being, with him being in this weird part of his life and some kind of illness, I would say, yeah, I think this is probably for the best.
Yeah.
Someone probably should do, like, his mom either could stay with him or someone stay with him for like wellness checks, though, because after him threatening that to end his life, I think someone should stay with him to make sure that
he feels like he has nothing to live for now that his wife is gone. Then yeah,
exactly, for the son, especially for the son's sake, they needed to get out of the house to make sure that he didn't see daddy like this.
Yeah.
But I do think if she really did still care for him, that maybe they could try and do therapy and work stuff out, do some visitations to make sure that the dad still has some hope that maybe there's something, like you said, living for, something worth living for, something to work towards. So I just feel bad. This whole situation really took a turn, but this guy just didn't sound like he was right in the brain. Something was, so this definitely turned out to be more emotional and physical damage. So that's just, wow, that was a heavy one. That was a crazy one. Okay. I haven't even looked to see if this person, because that was 15 days and then 5 days later, so 10 days ago was the update. I'm going to see if they have any other updates. Nope. That was it. So Okay, yeah. So nothing on that, so I might have to follow that, make sure if she's okay. But that might be her last update, she said. Okay, let's see. You know what? I'm gonna end with this one. Okay, we got one more. It's the one of the subreddit of best of Redditor updates. So this is just a number of things that have been going on together. Let's see. This was originally posted back. Oh, it's an older one. April 16th of 2020. This is literally just someone combined all the updates all together so we could read them later. Could have been like they put it all together later before it got like deleted from the main person's page. It says, I, 23 female, am days away from giving birth, and my 37 male boyfriend just decided to tell me that he can't be at the birth because he's married.
Awesome.
I guess trigger warning, infidelity, and deception. With that title, you should know. Okay, so first off, I know the age gap probably should have been a red flag, but I was stupid. Let's see, 23, 37. Ooh, that's like 14 years? 23, 33, 10 plus. Yeah, that's 14 years difference. Ugh. How does a 37-year-old think a 23-year-old is... No, never mind. I can't even ask that because there's so many people that will just do anything for that. Okay. Anyways, we're not even going to get into that yet. We've been together for 2 years. So she was 21 when they got together. He was 35. Ugh. Okay, sorry. We've been together for 2 years, but he lives in a different city. When I got pregnant, he said he was going to move to my city and we would move in together. He just needed to finalize some things with his ex-wife. He told me he was divorced when we met and I had never had any reason to question it. I knew that he had 2 kids with her as well. He told me the truth about that, just not that he wasn't divorced or ever even separated. Okay. So fast forward, I'm 39 weeks and he suddenly got uncommunicative, which is less than ideal when you're literally about to give birth. Bear in mind that he was supposed to have been fully moved in here a month ago. He blamed COVID. Today I found out I am going to be induced on Monday unless baby decides to come out over the weekend. So I contacted him and I was like, okay, what's going on? And that's when he told me that he isn't actually separated or divorced. He never told his wife about anything, and now he felt like he was backed into a corner. I don't feel sorry for him because that's his own fault. But obviously, literally 4 days before giving birth isn't the time you want to get this news and have no idea what to do now. Tell him to F off, obviously. But what else? I feel like, I can take care of the baby, but I was preparing to have a partner to take care of it with me, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't even know what I'm asking for in terms of advice, but any advice for moving forward and handling this is appreciated. So for the thing, top comment was, lawyer the F up, get DNA test, make sure he pays you what he owes you. This is horrible, and I am so sorry he did this crap. He had no right. Do you have anybody else that can be there with you? Mom, friend, support? OP had responded to that saying, I'm going to try and contact a doula organization like someone in this thread suggested. My mom can't be here because she's out of state. Thanks, COVID. I was dumb enough to think that he'd be there. Someone else has said, oh man, even every negative belief I have about relationships with large age gaps gets confirmed once again. Yep. Let's see. What do I do other than getting child support? Oh, I think someone, what to do other than getting child support from him? There's not much else you can do. Do you really want this guy in your life anymore than absolutely necessary? OP had responded, yeah, it's not a good choice. I wish I could go back and tell my naive self to run away. I wish I could zap him out of my life at all, but you know. Last person said, this is a horrible situation. Did you ever go to his place of residence? How could he hide something like this from you for 2 years? You never asked to meet his kids once. It got serious. Hopefully you stick it to him. Make him take responsibility, even if it's just financially. OP had responded, he had an apartment. I get the feeling that I wasn't the first person he tried this on. Told me his ex-wife had full custody, blah, blah, blah. Typical shady story I should have seen through. He was really good at making it all sound realistic. He came to my city for work frequently, so a lot of times we were here. But he really had all his bases covered. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else? Someone asked if you never met his children. Yep, I never once met them. I realize now that this is something I should have seen as a red flag. I think I'm a pretty smart person, but let me tell you, this has made me feel like a huge idiot. Yeah. Okay. So we go to edit number 1. Thank you all. It seems like getting legal help is priority number 1. I'm just in shock right now. Like I almost feel numb, but I really appreciate everyone here for your help. I was really happy and looking forward to baby, and I just really am really sad right now. So I need to take a breather. Everything is ready for the baby. I'm just excited to meet them, but Jesus, goodness gracious. Edit number 2. In addition to all the kinds of weird comments I'm getting, and all the weird DMs, I just need time to think, take a deep breath, walk away, mindlessly binge watch something stupid for a while, and cry my face off tonight. I called around to a few family lawyers in my area, and the advice I got from posting here has been absolutely brilliant, but I'm running out of sass and steam to deal with anything else that's happening. So here I'm just going to check out. I'm going to leave the legal business to the lawyers, pray that he didn't give me false information and I can actually find him, and try to remember how much I was looking forward to being a mom before all of this happened. I don't really care if people think it's fake or whatever, because I've gained exactly nothing aside from the advice that I needed from making this post, and I gained exactly nothing from arguing. To everyone who shared their stories with me, thank you. Thank you so much. You feel like the dumbest effing person in the world when this happens to you, and knowing it happens to people all the time is a weird comfort, even when you wouldn't wish it on anybody. I don't think of myself as a trashy or generally stupid person, just a person who was blinded by love and naivety, has then learned a really hard lesson a really hard way. I doubt anything of monumental concern will happen between now and my Monday induction, but once baby is here, I will try to come back and let people know what's happening. So 1 week later, there's our update. First things first, I had my healthy baby girl on Monday evening. We were discharged shortly after birth due to COVID. So I have been just trying to adjust to everything. Her birth was a dream, and I never want to do it again. Second, I talked to his wife for over an hour yesterday. I guess he decided to tell her. She wasn't mad at me, thank goodness. She's had her suspicions, but was trying to trust her husband, which I understand. She was so nice, honestly, and even though she isn't angry at me, I still feel bad because she's such a nice lady. She wanted to make sure I was doing okay and that I didn't need anything, which made me cry because postpartum hormones are whack. She's getting a divorce from him. Good for her, to be honest. We are planning to meet up and talk crazy crap about him once the virus is over. I have a lawyer and will establish custody and child support legally ASAP. He hasn't even bothered to contact me at all, but I don't care. I don't particularly care. I didn't want to leave anyone hanging, even though it's not a huge update. So thank you everyone who checked in. It means a lot. Let's see. Also, I'm all set with everything baby needs with being there. Oh, I guess she was getting so many rewards. She said, save your money for rewards on this post too, but put it towards something that will help babies and mamas who don't have the resources I do. It's so crazy what Reddit can do. They can give out like all these rewards and people get money. So that's crazy. So yeah, just like Other comments from all that. Out of curiosity, did she reach out to you? Did your ex give her your number? I guess he refused, so she went through his phone to find me. She's a pretty they say she's a pretty awesome person, and I love her. Let's see. That was a far better outcome than expected, someone said. She, something about relationship. Hopefully, you guys blossom and the siblings can get to know one another. Oh, absolutely. She will need time to grieve. I want to support her in whatever way I can, even if it means us stepping away from each other. She's a great lady who ended up with a crazy situation. So, yeah. That's basically it. But they're going to talk in the future about, getting their siblings together. That's crazy. And the husband in the middle of all of it.
Yep.
Just one crappy person.
He loses both sides of the family.
He wanted to have more than what... He already had a wonderful life with his wife and kids and decided he wanted more, and now he lost both of it.
Yeah.
That's funny the way she found out, though. Wasn't him... It was just him basically just spilling it. It must have been he couldn't handle the guilt anymore.
Well, and he should have spilled it when she found out she was pregnant. That would have made... It would have given her plenty of time to figure out her situation. Don't do it days before the baby's supposed to be coming.
That was just the worst. Honestly, your girlfriend's 9 months pregnant, about to pop, and you're now just thinking this is too much for me. I can't handle it anymore.
By the way,
I can't come because I'm actually
my wife tonight.
Yeah, seriously. I would be freaking out all of a sudden, thinking oh, my boyfriend's gonna be here as I give birth to the baby, and then ended up having no one there to give birth or to be with as you gave birth to your first child. That would be unbelievably it would be a scary situation in my just idea thinking that. So nope, that was crazy. That was a lot of information. The wife is she's an awesome person for not getting mad at the girl and everything. She had suspected for a little bit. She was just trying to trust her husband and be oh, because most people are always don't you trust me? Well, this is the reason why some people don't trust other people.
Yep.
This is the reason why they go through phones. And I feel that's bad. Once you go through phones and everything, are you even in a good part of your relationship?
Yep.
Do you really trust each other?
Too trusting where you don't check the phone and then something bad happens and then you have to and then you find everything that was being hidden.
Right. So the point where people always ask, by the times you, ask to go through someone's phone, are you really, in a good part of your relationship with them, or do you trust them? And honestly, I don't think it's bad at times. Honestly, just have an open phone policy where, you guys know each other's passcodes. If you guys ever need it, it's really fine. But as, for Justin and I, obviously, I don't care if he gets on my phone to go through anything, but we don't look at each other's messages because we're pretty good. We don't really care. If someone messages, we're going to tell each other what it was about.
Yeah.
So, I honestly think at this point, the wife was just a good person for trying to trust her husband and having a suspicion, but then it all just came out in the end, and she got to connect with OP over here, and, hopefully that turns out well, that, I'm not mad at you. Yep. It was all because of my husband. Yep. He's the one that we should all be throwing... I was going to say throw rocks at, but that was that's an old biblical term. That would be horrible.
Do it.
That's horrible. I don't want to do that. No one should go through that. Mm-hmm. So, well, that is what I had for today. For the stories for emotional damage.
Goodness.
I honestly, a lot of those were very emotional, I couldn't even imagine going through that situation. I don't know if it's just because our AC is just not working, or am and I got allergies like crazy, so you see me itching my nose constantly. Yeah. But I'm getting hot. Oh no, I don't want to have a hot flash already. I shouldn't be there yet.
Oh, goodness.
I'm not that old. Trust me, I'm not that old. I'm still young. But, that was our stories. What'd you think?
Nothing.
What do you think was the craziest one? Obviously, I think the craziest one was definitely the miscarriage one.
Yeah, that one was a little out there.
That one was. Obviously, this last one, because whoever wants to have a baby with someone who ends up being
tables
married.
turned, yeah.
Yeah. About those, like, smaller ones that we had in the beginning. Sister's birthday, or no, sister's wedding with the birthday, mugger, or finding out the sister was not a sister.
Yeah.
Which one did you think?
For what?
Which one, like, was your, like, what do you think was, like, I don't know.
I think the most...
I don't want to say funniest, but, like, the most maybe,
funny
like,
one
yeah.
would probably be the...
With the mugger?
Probably.
Not funny, but it's just hilarious.
It's interesting.
When you think, oh, he left me alone with the mugger. What?
Yeah.
Maybe no, yeah, I guess the mugger. That one is, that's a terrible one. The one that wasn't a sister. I don't know sometimes if I want to be like, this is a crazy situation and that person's terrible. But honestly, the people that are writing this, you're just like, why are you writing this?
Yeah.
Like, you should have seen these signs a long time ago.
A lot of times it's like that, yeah.
You write this story and you're like, you should have wrote this when you were like maybe less than 1 year.
You should have read it back before you posted.
There are so many stories that I'm like, did you literally just post that and read through what you just posted and you're still asking if you're like in the wrong or you're the a-hole? And
thinking you're not.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is like, why are you even asking that? Like, this is, so that's where sometimes people are like, they don't, at the very end, you have to remember what the person literally asked, what they are the a-hole for, because they will literally admit to the things like, oh, I know I was the a-hole here, or I know he was the a-hole in this situation, but I'm not asking that. I'm asking over this little thing, like the one with the miscarriage. Am I an a-hole for calling him just a disgrace?
No, I probably would have called him more names.
I was like, girl, you didn't call him enough.
Yeah. Disgrace, that's it?
Disgrace? Like, seriously? But, I mean, I know guys that probably would have gotten very sensitive over even being called a disgrace.
Good.
But it's those people that really, if you're being called a disgrace, it's probably for a really crazy...
reason.
It's probably for a crazy reason that
valid enough reason.
Exactly. Valid. So... No, those were just my crazy stories that were just a little head rush and what is it, the whiplash and the whoop, just like, what did they say? If you could see me, I'd be like just jerking my head over here like a bobblehead. So
I'm not looking.
that's okay. I'll force you. No. So those are our emotional damage stories for the day. Our next post, if it's not before this one or after, will be physical damage. Which, I mean, they're not like crazy, but they're just physical things happened instead. So, I thought Justin would like that more because he told me he didn't want me to go over relationship stories with him, and I'm going through relationship stories with him. There's ones that are really not about a relationship. They're just things that happen to them from a stranger, and I'm like, there, Justin can tell me about that one.
There you go.
So, but yeah, that's where I was trying to come up with a theme, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. But I'm like, these were all like super brutal, and I'm like, and that just, I think someone had posted a video with that guy on there, and I was like, yes, that's perfect. Light bulb just came on. But then some of them were more emotional, some of them were physical, and I'm like, yes, okay, I got it. I've got it.
There you go.
Now I'm just talking here now.
Blabbing.
Okay, we probably should end it before someone starts throwing rocks at me.
Throw rocks.
Brandy's here for the rocks.
I'm all for it. I'll join you.
My kids will collect them later for their rock collection. Little blood trickle.
We'll paint them.
Yeah. With my blood. No. We're a little dark now. And I have kids. I have dark humor. I have to when I'm with Brandy. Okay, guys. If you like more stories like that, you can always email at our email at email at I'm gonna start that over. It's the Reddit Randos at gmail.com. You got that?
No.
The the Reddit Randos at gmail.com. Email us. Let us know what you like for stories on Reddit. Tell us if you have any stories that you'd like us to talk about, because we will. We will say all of them.
Don't talk to us.
Don't talk to Brandy. She's not very nice. I'm the nice one here. I'll come. I'll be your friend.
I probably won't like you.
No, probably not. A lot of people don't like her. I'm forcing myself to like her.
Shut up.
I'm married into the family. I have to like her somehow.
You're replaceable.
Oh.
Yeah.
And are you going to marry your brother like that one person wants to date their brother?
No.
No.
That's gross.
That is gross. Who wants to be known as a sister all the time and then ends up being like, I'm dating her now?
This is my husband.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, we're going to end this before it gets even weirder. So,
Okay, bye.
bye guys. Have a good day.
You